Record on this computer. What's the name of this episode anyway?
Far Beyond the Stars.
Far Beyond the Stars.
Bar Beyond the Fars.
Far Beyond the Cars. And Ben is sitting in front of stars.
Starfield, Ben.
Flying through space.
Space. Jenny, before we get started on the show, do you have anything of note that you want to try to sell on the podcast? Maybe some of our listeners want to buy your shit.
I don't think I have really anything left to sell other than if there's any locals that want a giant two-handed sword. But you don't want me to have it shipped to you because it will cost about at least $80.
Wow.
How giant and how sword?
Yeah, like what
and when can I pick it up?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
if you
what-
want it, it's yours.
What kind of sword is it?
It's 4 feet long, and it's got one of those like bendy blades.
So it's not a straight blade sword?
Right.
Mm.
What material is it? Plastic?
Sword.
Sword material?
It's
Sword,
metal.
Daniel.
It's metal and like it's a real sword. I don't know that I would take it into battle or anything, but it's it's sword. Yeah.
Sword.
All right. So if anybody locally in Virginia Beach wants to buy a 4 foot long kind of bended sword hilt.
Bendy swords.
I think I have a bunch of board games left, and I have I might be doing like a t-shirt yard sale on Facebook in the next couple of days. Like just kind of like, hey, if you want this one, let me know.
So if I'm interested in buying any of your t-shirts, how would I go? Like, how can I follow you on Facebook if I'm listening to this? If I'm a Dork Trek listener and I want to buy one of your t-shirts, smell it while masturbating, how do I make this happen?
Well, that's a different page. If you want to buy like panties, socks, things like that,
All right.
bras, yeah.
No, are these game worn?
That's Jenny's vendor page on Adam and Eve.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm on Facebook, Zell's Bells.
All right.
Or on Adam and Eve as Zell Smells.
Exactly.
Well done, Dennis. Well done. So yeah, dude. So we are talking about this episode of Deep Space Nine. I wanted to wait because I wanted to try to get all of us on the episode because last week we were kind of scattered, but now we can have all 4 of us talk about this great episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right. Well, that's the show. That's the show, everybody. People really like quick podcasts because they want to listen in and out.
Yeah.
Like on commutes and stuff. So that's the episode. We'll be back next week. You guys have a great time. And
Bye, Jenny Sword.
yes.
See ya.
Before we, did anybody see the short treks yet?
No, I have not seen this
No.
short treks.
I'm
yet.
waiting for them to put a couple on there before I reactivate my CBS All Access.
Yeah. There are 2 up there now, and I've watched them both, and it was glorious.
One of them is a Tribbles one, right?
Yeah,
With the guy from Archer, yes?
that is correct.
I really liked it.
That may have been the best 15 minutes of Star Trek I've
The
seen.
guy
in
from Archer.
Yeah, the voiceover guy.
H. John Benjamin.
John
Oh.
Benjamin.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Enterprise.
No, that would be weird, though, if it was Archer from Enterprise.
Oh, yeah.
No, but
Oh, boy.
But yeah, no, I haven't seen the short treks yet. I was
Right.
just gonna wait until like all 4 of them are up, and then I could watch them all at once.
Wait,
because
was
like,
John Benjamin voicing over the Tribble?
yes,
Yes.
That's
he was
pretty
doing
cool.
all the Tribbles. Yeah, but Discovery isn't coming back until much later. Why are they doing the short treks now?
To keep you interested.
Yeah, but I already am. Like that's the
This
thing.
is short Trek season. Last year they came out this time of year too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they came out last season with the show starting in January. The show is not starting in January now. It's going to be much later than that because
But
Picard, yes.
what if they tie in Picard and Discovery together?
I have the biggest Star Trek boner in the whole wide world right now.
Like the
We're
last
not
short
talking about-
Trek. The last short Trek could have like Picard meeting Burnham or something like that.
That'd be dumb.
Oh well, look who it is.
Look at you. Well. Hello, foxy black chick.
I want to eat Saru's ganglia.
Yes. I haven't met a cool black chick since Guinan. Are you guys cousins, space cousins? Perhaps you know each other?
That's not true. He met Lily in First
true.
Contact.
Yes, was kind of Guinan-like. Do you know Lily then? Are you friends with her then, buddy? I've heard all of you are cousins. I don't know if that's true or not. In space. I don't know. But yeah, because when is I don't want to get my mouth all ready for Discovery if it's not coming back until like September.
Well, isn't Picard coming back in January?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think these short treks aren't they more Enterprise focused than Discovery?
They are definitely the crew of the Enterprise.
So are they is this selling like an Enterprise show that's gonna happen?
No,
they probably just had the sets built and they're like, you know what, we might as well shoot a couple.
No, that's dumb.
Well, no, because everybody is begging for a Pike Spock, series.
Yeah,
they have the bridge built. Why not use that Enterprise bridge that's a throwback to the original?
Well, isn't that just a redress of the Discovery bridge?
Cares, man. Why are you ruining it?
Well, he says you have the sets.
Can they just like flip the panels around or something?
It's all computer animated shit anyway, son. They just got to put up some Photoshop fucking filters and boom, you done.
Computer enhance.
Yep, computer enhance. I've been watching Law and Order, Jack. I know what they're doing. Computer enhance. Add solar flares. Bang, lens flares. We're good. Star Trek.
Beautiful shot of the Enterprise in the second short. She does like a flyby, and it just,
The funny part is the short trek is probably as long as the shot in Star Trek The Motion Picture of the Enterprise.
I think so, yeah.
No, the shot, you mean the reveal shot at Space Dock?
Yeah, when they're just floating.
That's longer than the short trek. The short trek's only 15 minutes.
Yeah, there's several like horns.
If you do watch them though, on the second one, make sure you stay after the credits.
Okay.
Yes.
Tony Stark.
Thanos show.
All the triples are gone. Well, half of them are gone.
Fine, I'll do it again myself.
Yeah. I like but
every time he snaps, half the tribbles disappear. Yeah. But he's never actually all of the tribble. He's just like half.
Yeah, see, come on, Thanos, you can be a tribble exterminator.
But you can't get rid of
him.
He
can make so much money.
But he's only getting rid of half at a time, and by the time he snaps again, they've repopulated.
You can't get rid of them all. You got to keep your business going.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to keep at least 2 around so you can make that money.
You only need 1.
Make that space money.
Remember, they're born pregnant.
That's right. She pregnant, man.
And hungry. Anyway.
I haven't done it. She pregnant, man, in the really long. That was Manny. Far beyond the stars.
I can't believe it, but I miss Manny.
So do I.
Who?
Oh,
Jesus.
Ben shot across the bow, brah. She pregnant, man.
Tug Jensen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, okay? Like, this is a really good Star Trek episode, right? Like, this is a wonderful episode of Star Trek.
Yes.
It was so much fun and so great to watch. And, like, unfortunately, a lot of the scenes of like a young Bruno Mars being shot by the police in the street for trying to break into a car with his only weapon being is very true in this modern world that we live in. It's a lot of parallels to today's society, which are unfortunate.
This episode's set in 1953.
Yes.
It's nothing like that now.
Instead of trying to break into a car,
now.
He was trying to play video games on his couch.
He was sitting in his house. Yeah. But the
point is so much better now.
Skittles.
But the point being is, I love this episode. I think it's fantastic. I don't get how Sisko being upset about his friends getting blowed up and the war taking a toll on him leads to this. That's my only.
I thought it was kind of a little heavy-handed the way that kind of played out. Because the whole thing is about the dream is like the prophet's talking to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, man, I want to quit this war. I'm going to retire. I'm going to resign, blah, blah, blah. So the prophets are like, you can't resign. You got to stay in the fight, Sisko. That's kind of what the whole point of the dream was.
Yeah. Don't give up.
I thought it was a reach at best.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
getting it explained makes it seem like even more of a reach to me.
Mm.
Like, how does him being a writer tell him not to give up in a war?
But he's not giving up the writing.
Okay.
There's the dream that you have. There's the target. There's the goal. There's the purpose. There's the deeper meaning.
Mm.
I mean, it's hard for me because this is, without probably too much doubt, my favorite episode of Star Trek of all time.
Of course, I mean this speaks to exactly who you are. Like
No, this.
You mean
Well, yeah.
Gold Dukat police officer?
Gold Ducat's got really bad skin.
Oh yeah.
Like
There's a
wow.
reason you wear makeup.
Like Ray
think
Liotta
It's
style
even
bad
worse
skin.
when he stands next to what's his name?
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Because the guy, he's a real young looking faced guy.
Oh, not Strawn. No, it's Ray Combs. Not Ray Combs.
Yeah.
Sean Combs.
Yeah,
Sean
not
Puffy
Ray
Combs.
Hey, I'm Ray Combs. Welcome to the
Honeycombs.
feud.
Sean Combs. Ray Combs. I don't know.
What is his name? I can't remember his name.
It's Combs. Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Combs. Yeah.
Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a young looking dude.
Yeah. But it was kind of weird to see everybody without the makeup, though.
One
it
person I
was-
couldn't recognize was the artist.
That was the artist was
Martok.
Martok.
Yeah, Martog was the artist chewing on the cigar.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can tell by the voice. Like if you pay attention to the voice, he's still speaking in Martok voice.
Yeah, he's still got
Now,
Martog voice.
this is
He
the
just has two eyes, so that kind of throws you off.
Yeah.
This is the only episode in all of Star Trek where Michael Dorn appears as human.
Yeah, it's weird to see like Michael Dorn as an actual human being.
How many
Yeah.
people you think were like, wait, he's black?
Oh, I hate this show.
Hopefully not at this point. But I will
Yeah,
say
this would be
it's-
the wrong episode to have a problem with.
Right.
But it was weird to see him. I was just weird, like, wow, he's really human. I just assumed he was Klingon. Like, I just thought that's what he looked like. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Why
Now,
is
the-
Worf's voice coming out of that thing? Like, what is
Well, no,
that?
the other episode, though, where he wasn't in Klingon makeup was on the one with his adopted brother when they had the
Paulie from Goodfellas?
He still
Yeah.
had a little makeup. Like he still had.
well, yeah, he had. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but he had the alien makeup for that culture.
Yeah,
and,
because they made him up.
They wore like the chainmail helmet.
Yeah.
Like
Scott Steiner.
Big Papa Pump, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the only other one where he wasn't in Klingon
Can
makeup.
you hear me? But yeah, to see him dressed as just a regular person was hilarious.
He played for the Giants.
Yeah, I'm trying to guess, like, was he Willie Mays? Like, is that who they were kind of, he was a giant, his name was Willie, like, no,
Well,
but yes.
1953.
Willie Mays,
Willie Mays played from like 1951 or something like that.
Yeah.
That was his
But
first-
didn't he always play, though, for the same team?
yeah, he
Okay.
played, yes, but he played for the New
Yeah,
York
always.
Giants, and then he played for the San Francisco Giants when they moved, and then he played for
Oh.
the Mets, yeah.
Yeah.
He debuted
Okay.
in 1951.
So if he wasn't Willie Mays, then he was on the team with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Willie. And then I had no idea that your boy Quark was a bald. I didn't know he was
Oh, yeah.
so bald. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that Seinfeld episode with he was Kramer's caddy.
Oh yeah,
I don't even okay.
I don't remember that one.
but he's been in a ton of shows where he's like a lot of the crime shows on ABC.
That's a great episode of Seinfeld.
Okay,
Because
I'll
that's
take
the
it back.
one where the O. Henry Fortune heiress refuses to wear a bra. And
Yeah.
Elaine gets her a bra as a present, and so then she starts walking around in the street and just wearing the bra, and it causes Kramer to get in a car accident.
I
So
don't
they have to
remember
go to
this
court.
episode
I don't
at
remember
all.
that. Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God, really?
Jackie, what's his name? The lawyer.
The lawyer's in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll have to watch it because it's
It's really
like
good.
it's weird because much like Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm, like people can tell me what the episode's about, and it's sometimes they're so vague and so random. I'm like, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Or I've never seen that one. Like I feel
Sue
like
Ellen Mishke.
I feel like especially with Seinfeld, there's always so much going on in every episode that it's hard to kind of remember every
hmm
plot twist and weird joke and odd situation.
Yeah.
So
That's a good one, though.
all right, I'll have to go back and watch that one.
With Quark.
Is there like where can you watch Seinfeld? Is that on Hulu or something?
It's gonna be on Netflix soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
To replace Friends, I guess.
No, I guess to replace The Office.
Oh, well, I thought Friends was going to HBO full time or some.
Friends
or
sucks
Disney
out.
streaming or.
Oh, is that the HBO Max thing?
Yeah,
I thought Friends was going to the NBC app because it's an NBC show.
yeah, but I don't know, because it's
I think
Universal.
Some of those shows are going to HBO Max. I know
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I know-
John Oliver was making fun of that on his show this past weekend.
After a while, I'll have to
Saying
watch
like, it's not HBO, it's TV.
that. I can't. Well, I'd be like, yeah, people are going to have a hard decision to make about this NBC Universal streaming app because if they want to watch The Office, the only place they're going to be able to do it now will be on that NBC app.
Or on Comedy Central, probably. It's in syndication on Comedy Central unless they're going to.
Yeah, but I think they're pulling it.
Really?
I think
Mhm.
so
Why would you pull it from syndication?
because they want to have exclusive rights
Mhm.
to it, so people will sign up for it to watch The Office.
Like CBS All Access.
Fucking cash grab. But the one with The
Yeah, but
Office,
Star Trek still comes on BBC America.
yeah, but they haven't gone hardcore.
Yeah, because you can still watch
seems-
Star Trek on
That seems
Netflix.
foolish to me. That's like an extra stream of revenue right there. Why would you? Because
I don't know.
people, it's already the streaming world's already fragmented enough. Like you got to have some free stuff out there to keep people hooked.
This is going to get worse. You're going to be paying more for all the streaming services than you did for cable.
Man,
I
I'm trying
don't
to figure out
know.
what I'm going to get rid of when I get Disney Plus.
Because cable, I mean, my in-laws, when they had cable, and that shit their cable bill was fucking bonkers. I remember when I had cable, my cable bill was like almost $200 a month.
Yeah, if you do the bundle like cable plus internet plus phone with Cox, I was paying
Well,
like
yeah, but-
$200 a month. That's ridiculous.
Okay, well, how much do you pay for internet plus the streaming services? Because I'm
That
paying
much?
I'm paying $80 a month for internet.
That's a lot of gay porn.
It is, and then but not as much as you would think.
There could be more. Is what you're saying?
I'm thinking about going up to
Still
their.
not satisfied.
I want to go up to their Gigablast.
Gigablast of gay porn.
Yeah, gigablast to my face.
But so that's like $80 a month, and then you get like $15 for HBO,
Oh, I don't get
You-
HBO.
and you get Netflix, and you get Hulu, and you get YouTube TV, and you get
Oh, speaking of YouTube
What
TV,
else?
I do want to send you some money for YouTube TV.
no.
Like, just like PayPal.
Well, I
like-
don't know why. You only watch it when you're at my house. That doesn't count.
That's true. That's true.
That's fine. It's fine.
Me too.
Hopefully, YouTube TV isn't a Patreon.
Because
I don't think
only my kids
watch
get
the
to
video.
watch. Only the kids that here are with me in the house get to watch. As part of my family plan.
But I'm just saying. I mean,
What? Aren't you guys cousins?
we cousins. I just don't. Yeah, because I remember I spent like $200 a month on cable because even with cable, you still got to rent all the stupid equipment.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you still had you had cable and Netflix
Yeah.
and Hulu or something else, probably. So why not just cut the cord, dude?
Yeah, because that's the thing. If for the people who are watching the video behind me, there's that cable.
Yes.
That's my antenna. That goes
I
up
love
to the
my
little,
antenna.
and I watch live TV now in the mornings. And even though I've got my subscription to YouTube TV, I use that to watch other stuff, channels that I can't get over live TV as clear or whatever. But between the two, like in the morning, I'll just turn on live TV to watch, the traffic and weather before I go out the door.
Traffic and weather together at the 5s.
I want my weather and traffic on the 8s, but god damn it.
So yeah, but yeah, this is a wonderful episode of Star Trek.
It's
The thing that I really like about this episode is most Star Trek episodes are like metaphors,
Mhm.
This one, they're like, nah, fuck that. We don't need a
Mhm.
metaphor.
Yeah.
See, this though, one of the reasons that this is so okay. So Bob kind of hit it with, I guess, me wanting to be a writer and this being very writer heavy. growing up, I used to read those,
Those magazines are great.
And did you notice that the covers were backgrounds from the original series?
Yeah.
One was Starbase 12, and one was the dilithium cracking station from where No Man has gone before. One of them, the titles of the stories in that month's issue were all episodes of Star Trek, and then it had the actual writers' names.
Did you just saw that on the internet somewhere, or did you?
Yes, I got the wiki. Yeah, I went to the wiki because one of
Wiki.
You can see one of them where it says one of the stories is called Court Martial by Sam Cogley, and that was Kirk's lawyer in the Court Martial episode.
That's fun.
But
they had a lot of fun putting all these little Easter eggs into the.
Oh yeah, like when I was reading about it, there's a Post-it note or a note on Quark's desk that says cheerleader fighting vampires. Nobody will believe it because he was on guesting on Buffy at that time.
That's fun.
Oh, really?
Miles O'Brien, his character was based on Asimov.
Yeah,
about robots.
Yeah, I like robots.
I like robots.
They're very logical.
Sex bots.
Quark, when he threatens to quit, he picks up that rocket little statue thing. That's a Hugo Award, and it was Rick Sternbach's Hugo Award for his art design.
Look at Ben just breaking it down.
I know. I love this episode, but then I think the biggest thing for me about this is that this episode exemplifies what Star Trek is. I mean, this is what Star Trek is supposed to be. It makes the commentary. It has the message. It's like this is what Star Trek is supposed to be.
I agree.
The more you deviate from this, because this is what separates Star Trek from Star Wars and Stargate and Battlestar.
All of the other stars, the lesser stars.
Yeah, the lesser stars. This is why Star Trek is the message show. It teaches you the lesson. And
this even stands out and I think this kind of what makes this series stand out. It's more grounded than any other Star Trek series on a lot of stuff like this. Because like with the Bell Riots and all that stuff, like they actually they don't pretend to fight Nazis on the holodeck or whatever. Like if they were going to go back, they're going to
make it different.
Roswell and or actually go back to send Sisko back to the 50s to be discriminated against and all that stuff.
But I don't understand how the discriminate. I just don't like. Yeah, I don't know. I think they could have. I like the writer
discriminated against.
No. What I'm saying is no, dummy. What I'm saying is I don't understand why they chose the writer thing. They could have done any other.
Or maybe change the message instead of him thinking about quitting because
I think that made the most sense for him to have these images of Deep Space Nine, like he's writing.
And he had as a writer, he wasn't going to quit. Like he had no intentions of it. He was like, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
But everything around him is telling him to quit.
But as Sisko, he's like, I'm going to quit. I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
Right, so Benny teaches him that he shouldn't quit.
Like when Jimmy gets killed by the cops, that's supposed to be like his friend getting killed by the Dominion.
Yeah.
So it's that same moment he wants to give up, and then his story doesn't get printed, so then he wants to quit, but he's got to keep on fighting.
I kind of thought that maybe the choice to make them writers maybe would be influenced by the fact that his son is a writer, and that that was like the prophet speaking through him is like, here's something that you can relate to.
Yeah, I always just kind of think whenever their characters or writers in a TV show or a movie, they're always the hero.
Yeah,
it's a bit of masturbation.
Like the writers are the ones writing this. Of course, they're going to be heroic.
Yeah, they're like,
it's their own way to get the dream out there.
How many of Stephen King's stories were the main characters either a writer or an English teacher or both?
Yeah.
It's just
and how did poor fucking your boy the shapeshifter, what did he draw the short straw to be the racist editor guy? Like how did that happen?
That's the thing. Odo wasn't the racist though. He had the 1950s passive races. Well, no, but he had the I accept it type racism.
Which is just as bad.
What can I do?
Yeah.
These are the times we live in.
Just following orders.
It's the publisher. It's his magazine. He doesn't want to publish. He doesn't publish.
I told her she could sleep in late that day. I'm not such a bad guy.
Hey, look. Hitler was the one that told me to put all these guys on the train. I didn't. I mean, I just did it because he said so.
Everybody says, that it's
Train's got to run.
It's tougher for black guys in the 50s, but we've got a black guy writing on our staff, and I give him a day off all the time, usually when camera guys come.
So, I wonder how he drew the short straw to be that guy. And you forget how old Odo actually is in real life until you see him. Like, you're like, wow, Odo's old. Because, I mean, Benson was a long time ago. Think
about MASH.
He's one of those people who always looked old.
Yeah.
He was Father Mulcahy and looked very young in 1971. So, I mean, that's, that's as many years as,
So Odo's got to be like 100 years old.
Well, you think he was in his 20s in MASH, right? So
he is 79.
50 years ago,
Wow.
So
He's doing all right for 79,
20s.
though. We saw him a few years ago, and he still looked really good. Well,
I mean, Sisko's old as fuck, too. I mean, Avery Brooks is old.
Yeah.
But not too old to play Doom, though.
No, well, that's a whole nother issue. We'll get there. But so I love this episode. It's really wonderful. For me, the connection at first, it's just I don't get it.
It was a little shaky to start. I watched it twice, and even the second time I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
He's just all of a sudden in this dream world. I was like, okay.
And then the prophets are talking to him.
It's kind of because whenever people have their orb visions or whatever, it's kind of like this, it puts them into a different time.
Yeah, but the prophets just fucking annoy me, man.
Yeah. At least they weren't oh, what is now?
Yeah, at least they weren't what is now in it up. But
they managed to work in baseball, though.
You know what, man? Prophets.
They know their audience,
Just come out and say what you want to say, man. Stop beating around the bush because sometimes you lose people. Just be
look, this way.
This one was pretty on the nose.
Sisko doesn't want to be told what to do. He has to come upon the realization himself.
And how do they just let him go back? He's having these weird brain fucking functions and he's hallucinating. They're like, yeah, just go back and be the captain.
Because this is a whole station of misfits.
Yeah.
Julian's a genetic freak.
But not like Big Papa Pumpta.
The hot lady's got a worm inside her.
Yeah, the hot lady does have a worm.
I love
her.
One's a murderous terrorist.
Jadzia in 1953 was that was so awesome.
He's got a worm in a belly.
Oh, he's sucking it.
I like how they all look up and they're like, "Who are you?"
I'm the secretary. My name is fucking Hot Tits. Kathy Hot Tits.
I like
write those words, and I don't know, man.
I liked his dad was the preacher. That was awesome.
Cool.
Although he was 2 seconds away from going, Ebenezer Scrooge.
And I like the one scene after the restaurant where he just fades away back and he just disappears.
Yeah.
He's just.
I live in this alley.
Don't mind me.
Priests don't get paid very much for street preaching.
Especially when they're ranting on about prophets and schmoffits. But I don't know. And Jake Sisko is basically fucking cosplaying like a taller Bruno Mars.
When he first shows up, I'm just like, oh, I don't like this character. I don't like this at all.
The weird mustache and the bad wig. It was hilarious.
The first time I watched it, I couldn't stand that character. I couldn't stand how he played it. Couldn't stand how it was written, anything.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I was like, no, stop.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Don't do this.
The second time I watched it, it was like maybe I just had become desensitized to it.
Yeah.
Call the police and the fireman. That's what he would say.
But he does drop the N-bomb with a hard R.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I saw your tweet and I was like, Dennis is watching the episode.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's the only time it was ever used in Star
I
Trek.
hope so.
No,
It's not something Star Trek is known for.
On Enterprise, fucking George Bush, the George Bush guy has a real problem with it. Like he's saying it all the time in engineering. Space George Bush is a real racist, and he says it constantly, and they have to pull him aside.
Mayweather that.
Like, look,
Is his name Mayweather?
Something like that.
Mayweather. Merriweather or Mayweather?
Yeah, he says it all the time, and they're just like, look, man, you really got to stop.
I forget what the movie was where he makes a cameo and they got him to play George Bush.
It's a natural thing.
And when I saw the clip, I was dying because I'm like, oh my God, it's true.
It's fucking Space George Bush, man. You should have heard what he was calling the Chinese lady. Like, it was really bad. And like they were like, look, dude, we're gonna have to, you gotta.
Which is even worse because she's Korean. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
playing a Japanese character.
Yeah, but that's Star Trek, though. That's just how it works.
Yeah. You Asian. It don't matter.
You're from the planet Africa.
God.
But yeah, it's Space George Bush is really racist. So wait till we get there. Like, it's gonna be fun.
You let the M word fly the ship?
Jesus.
Driving Space Daisy.
Come on, man. I'm Space George Bush. And he is Space George Bush. Like, how you cannot see, what's the actor's name? Connor Trenier and not think that's fucking George Bush.
Well, no, I mean,
he should have played NW instead of Josh Brolin.
Yeah, but he is not a big enough name. And I'll tell you what, I haven't seen Vice, but casting Sam Rockwell is perfect.
Yeah.
Because Sam Rockwell is basically playing Space George Bush in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like, when I see him, I'm just like, oh, that's Space George Bush. Come on, man. Like, that's.
See, you just convinced me to watch that movie because Sam Rockwell's amazing.
Sam Rockwell is amazing.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be back in the MCU.
What, is Justin Hammer? Who was he, Justin Hammer?
Yeah, his jail sentence has got to be up by now.
Yeah, he was really good in that movie. I like him as an actor. I think he's really fun. But I feel like he only has that skill. Like that, like.
I don't know. Have you seen that 3 Billboards movie?
Mm-mm.
He's pretty good in that.
Is he Space George Bush?
No, he's Earth George Bush.
Missouri George Bush.
But like, I feel like Sam Rockwell is pretty great. He was good in Moon, wasn't he? In Moon.
Moon, yeah. Moon was. I just rewatched that recently. An article popped up about it. And I was like, oh, let me watch that again.
Aliens on the Moon?
No. It's David Bowie's son directed it, though. I think.
Was it?
I think so. Let me look. Yeah. I want to say.
If you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it for anybody because it's got a terrific twist.
It's really great.
He also played Bob Fosse, and Bob Fosse's definitely not Space George Bush.
Now, who played the computer voice in Moon?
Duncan Jones is David Bowie's son.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the voice was Kevin Spacey, and he was all being gay, forcey, sexy on people.
Well, I said don't spoil the twist ending.
Kept trying to molest him on the moon. And
the computer's a molester.
Please leave me alone.
Just have time to check your penis again.
Have another drink. I think you'll like it. I'm weird and rapey Kevin Spacey.
Bad computer. I thought we reprogrammed you.
But yeah, watch Moon. Do yourself a favor. It's really great.
Yeah. Not as good as this episode, but good.
And Sam Rockwell's pretty amazing. I didn't know he played Bob Fosse. That sounds kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very talented guy.
Yeah.
I saw him, was it The Hollywood Reporter has a YouTube channel, and they do interviews, and they have like roundtables, and I highly recommend you look those up, and he's on at least one of those that I've seen.
And watch this. Check this out. I'm going to share the screen with you. This is from his Wikipedia page, okay?
Okay.
Here, in this picture, he looks kind of like Edward Norton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Edward Norton vibe. And then here, he looks kind of like Gary Oldman.
Mm-hmm.
He does, yeah.
Like, That's really odd. He can look like many people.
Actually, that Edward Norton one kind of looks like Tom Cruise a little bit too.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise vibe.
Mhm.
I can see that.
I'm not wearing my glasses, and it totally gets the Tom Cruise vibe.
Like if he had like if Tom Cruise and Edward Norton had a baby, it'd be Space George Bush. And then here he's very much like Gary Oldman.
Yep.
I really like him. I also like Guy Pearce a lot too. I've always been a big fan of Guy Pearce.
Not a fan.
What? Just watch LA
You're wrong.
Confidential. Are you nuts? Kevin
Like-
Spacey's also in that.
I don't watch anything with Kevin Spacey anymore.
Well, go back and watch this.
It is a good movie though.
LA Confidential is wonderful.
James Cromwell's in it.
Mhm.
Yeah, James Cromwell's in it.
I'm not a big Guy Pearce fan.
And he's
I
the bad
don't know.
guy.
Isn't Colin Farrell? Is Colin Farrell in that?
No,
That's Will Ferrell.
You're thinking of Will Ferrell, and he's the
Ferrell.
Black Dahlia. That's the Black Dahlia. I think he's in.
Who was Guy Pearce's partner in LA Confidential?
Guy Pearce didn't have a partner, but Russell Crowe was in it.
Oh, Russell Crowe. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
Russell Crowe plays Bud White.
Is that pre or post heavy Russell Crowe?
This is pre, because this is like 97.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so way pre.
This is
before
like,
Gladiator, before all that stuff.
yeah, this is like physically fit. You didn't know Russell Crowe was from Australia kind of guy.
Gotcha.
This is where he's just playing like he's fucking great. The LA Confidential is one of my like favorite movies of all time.
I'm not sure that
Yeah.
I've seen it.
It's so fucking good.
It is good.
I saw that Showtime series, Loudest Voice in the Room or whatever, where Russell Crowe played Roger Ailes.
Ah, how was that?
And it was basically showing the birth of Fox and how they went the direction they went, and the how the network started and stuff, and then all of his insanity that he's doing behind the scenes. And it was pretty good, but it was one of those things where Roger Ailes was a very heavy man, and so I thought Russell Crowe had a fat suit or something. But then I saw Russell Crowe in public, and I'm like, oh, he must have pounded up for the role.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys. He's like Christian Bale.
Yeah,
but that's going to be hard to lose at this age.
That filming has been done for a while. It's
With the
like,
Maybe
right
he just likes
trainer.
cake.
yeah,
Don't judge.
I think he's comfortable. He have a couple of beers and kick back.
Jealous?
Yeah.
There you go.
And he's Superman's dad.
Yeah, he is Superman's dad. But yeah, Far Beyond the Stars was rated the fourth out of the top 50. What Empire rated fourth out of 50 top episodes of Star Trek in 2016. Top 4. Wow.
What were better?
I don't know.
City on the Edge of Forever.
Probably City on the Edge of Forever. I'm going to guess Measure of a Man.
Nah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm throwing
Best of
it out
both
there.
worlds.
It's the best. That was an R. Kelly song.
No, it was the
That was an R. Kelly song. It was R. Kelly and Jay-Z. Best of both worlds. I'm telling you.
I know I have it. I'm just saying it was the Star Trek episode though. It was the Borg get Picard episode.
I'm trying to see.
It's
where
when
they
Star
have
Trek
it
got
ranked.
good.
So, God damn it, it would start at 50.
Where are you?
On
49.
Empire Online, best Star Trek episodes.
I'm at Tom's Guide. Who the fuck is Tom? Why
Well,
don't you?
MySpace?
Yes.
Okay. The top
He's
10.
my friend.
The top 10. Number 10,
Okay.
The Inner Light.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 9, The Doomsday Machine.
Okay.
Doomsday Machine. That's the one where they're
Decker.
out. Yeah, with Decker.
Yep.
Yeah. Commodore Decker.
Okay.
Number 8, The Trouble with Tribbles.
Eh,
Interesting.
Number 7, The Visitor. Ooh.
the Visitor.
No.
The one that makes you
Nah.
cry. Jake, old ass Jake, trying to find his
Yeah,
dad.
that's a good one.
That's in my top 5. But
Yeah,
okay.
right. The Visitor.
Number 6,
Okay.
Darmok.
That's a really good one.
For 6,
I'm not. No, that's not
I
a
don't know
top
if
I've
it's
10
seen it.
that high.
episode.
I've seen it rated number 1 for TNG.
Darmok?
I've seen it rated number
For-
1.
No.
no.
It's good.
I could let it have top 10. I don't think top 5.
No. Okay, next.
Paul Winfield's great in it, though.
Yeah, but
Uh,
still, I mean,
Number 5, The Best of Both Worlds.
Part 1 or part 2?
it's got to
We
be
just
part
combine
1
it.
They just did them both.
because part 2 is never as good.
Or at least on TNG.
Number 4, Far Beyond the Stars.
Okay.
All right.
Number 3, Yesterday's Enterprise.
Mm, I would say top 10, but I don't know if top 5. But go ahead.
Number 2, The Devil in the Dark. What the
No.
fuck are they talking about?
No.
Devil, I don't even know what that
No.
is.
I love the Horta episode. I
Yeah.
love that episode, but
I got to
no.
Google that one. Devil in the Dark.
Yeah, the Horta, no kill
The
eye.
little blob creature, yeah, that starts writing shit in the wall to communicate with. No, fuck that.
That is not top 2.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That's
I
not
don't
even
know
top
about that.
10 for me. And I like that
Like,
episode.
your whole list loses credibility when you do something like that.
I'm still Googling. I don't even remember this episode.
I'm terrified to see what number 1 is if it's not
Number
City on the
1
Edge of
is-
Forever.
It's The City on the Edge of Forever.
Okay.
Of course
But
it
see,
is.
okay,
I don't know. I think
this-
that one's just sentimental value more than anything.
City on the Edge of Forever.
I think your
though,
sentimental value.
hang
more
on, we
than
talked
anything.
about this when we talked about this when Harlan Ellison died.
Yeah.
City on the Edge of Forever isn't a Star Trek episode. It's just an episode of a sci-fi television show.
Okay, but then Far
there's-
Beyond the Stars is in a Star Trek episode.
There's nothing about City on the Edge of Forever. I'm saying it's a great television show, but I'm saying there's nothing about it that speaks like Star Trek to me. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like
There's no real moral dilemma that they have to.
you could have put that as a Twilight Zone episode as some people who were in space.
I mean,
and-
like societal moral dilemma. You know,
Okay, I was like, give them more. Do you kill it,
Yeah,
let her
no.
die? Or I'm like, that's pretty big dilemma there, Dennis.
Devil in
I
the
mean,
Dark.
like,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
you know, speaking to societal ills or
Yeah.
anything like that. It doesn't really address those kind of issues,
Mm.
does it?
I can see
really.
your point. I can see your point.
Yeah, but I mean, I think a lot of those that you just named on the top 10 don't really
I mean,
necessarily.
Devil in the
connect.
Dark is that's a
I mean,
pass for me, bro.
Yesterday's Enterprise isn't like a societal, but it's like
That's a
it's
Star Trek episode.
really cool, like Star Trek scenario.
Yeah. I have a hard time in my head putting City on the Edge of Forever or Far Beyond the Stars. Those are like literally tied for first place in my brain. And I mean, without doubt, City on the Edge of Forever, I think was my favorite original series.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would beat out any TNG episode for me. And I think Best of Both Worlds would come in second to it.
Where's Kevin Hitler? Where's that episode?
That's not even in the
I'm
top
going
20.
up the list now to see.
Kevin Hitler.
Let's see if there's any other ones in here that don't belong.
Where's the area of blackness?
I
Chain
mean,
of Command is number 16. That one I would rate higher.
like
Chain
right
of
off the bat
Command.
when you pull up the
I always
list.
forget it. Chain of Command, though.
There are 4 lights.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
fact that they
that's
even put
the
the freaking Robin Hood episode on the top 50 list. Like, why are we even giving this any credibility at all?
The Measure of a Man is 17. That one should be top 10.
Mm.
I like Measure of a Man, but then I think it loses some momentum because they do that episode every fucking season in just some kind of varying form.
It's pretty well done. Space Seeds.
It's like
21.
I like Pearl Jam, but like
Yeah,
I don't
I
want
would
to.
put Space Seed in top 10.
Yeah, I would put
15
Space
at least.
Seed. Space Seed's got to be in the
That's
top
top 10
5
easily.
just because you get fucking Wrath of Khan out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Future Imperfect, the one where Riker is in the simulation. That one was
Mhm.
number 26.
What about the season openers of season 6 from Deep Space Nine? Where are those episodes? Those episodes are fucking phenomenal.
The
I think this list
Yeah.
is garbage.
But do
Wounded.
those,
is
do
31.
those,
The Wounded is pretty good. That one seems
Yeah.
like higher.
that would be definitely
Times
top 20.
Arrow.
Yeah.
Time was an arrow would shoot in a man's head if you went to piss off a riverboat in the Mississippi.
What about A Time to Stand, bro? That shit's tight.
The first Enterprise one to show up is Broken Bow at 37. I think they probably did that just to make sure they had one in there.
Yeah, like in the top
we
50.
felt bad.
Past tense is 39. That's the Bell Riots.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
That
good
one
episode.
should be higher.
Should be higher.
The Offspring is 40. Dork!
Yeah, that I don't even think that belongs on the list.
Ugh.
Arena.
I mean, Four Lights has got to be higher up there than that.
Sacrifice of Angels is 45. Fuck off.
Yeah, the total list is garbage.
Yeah. And again, I think City on the Edge of Forever is a great episode, but I think you could do that with anybody.
Lower Decks is 49. Lower Decks is great.
Yeah, Lower Decks is great.
Yeah, and Cupid, yeah, that one is 50. That's bullshit.
This
There's got to be 50 more episodes better than Cupid.
What about the Magnificent Ferengi?
No, it's not.
Not on the list.
What the shit? This list can suck my balls.
I guess I'm going to have to go back and compile our scores again so that we can do a top 50.
I know.
Dennis, I don't remember.
Can't we just get a listener to do that?
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, I can tell you my favorite Star Trek. I can tell you my favorite TNG episode right off the top of my head. It's The Defector. It's my favorite one.
yep. I
Wasn't
know
on the
that
list.
about you.
I love that episode.
It's good. It wasn't on the list.
You know, it's amazing. I know that about you, Bob. I for whatever reason, when we discussed it, and that stuck in my head that you like that episode so
My
much.
favorite episode of
I
TNG.
think Chain of Command is my favorite TNG.
Chain of Command.
There are 4 lights.
That's a great one.
Best of
on the
both
list.
worlds will always be my top one for TNG.
I like that one where she fucks the ghost.
Sub Rosa?
Yeah, it's my
that's
favorite.
That's a good one.
No,
I mean,
she's talking about the ensign in the background that's fucking a ghost.
anytime there's some ghost fucking, though, I'm like, word.
Like
Casper,
nobody knew what she
no.
was doing.
Casper, the overly friendly ghost.
Casper going, get some sweet poontang.
Casper the molesty ghost.
Yeah.
Casper Weinstein?
Just singing Ghost Rider by Black Flag. Ghost Rider, motorcycle.
Yeah, I like Chain of Command's a good one. I also like the one
Yesterday's
where
Enterprise. I mean, there's a lot of.
I like the one where Riker goes nuts for the play. I
Yeah.
think that's a great episode.
Mhm.
I'm not crazy. Yeah, I think that's a really fun episode.
I don't know if it's top 50 of all Star Trek though.
But
Because you guys haven't even seen any of the Voyager episodes yet, so you can't
Yeah, I'm
really
good.
rate all of
good.
I
all.
saw
yeah,
Equinox was
Mhm.
on.
Mm-hmm.
the
That was okay.
Equinox.
That was easily top. That was easily in the top 100 Voyager episodes.
Top 100. I think it might be higher.
Top 100 Voyager episodes.
I didn't like the Slimer aliens.
Yeah.
It was kind of poorly done.
Yeah.
These aliens look like Slimer from the Ghost.
Tapestry's a good TNG episode. Now I'm just kind of looking like a bunch of
Yeah,
episodes.
it's not.
Yeah.
It didn't make the top 50 either.
Tapestry's a good
That list is
one.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's this Frame of Mind?
I think that's the Riker one.
Yeah, that's the Riker one. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, there's some really good episodes. I mean, the one where Riker blew up the space station, baby, that shit's hot to death.
Yeah, there's a lot of episodes from this season of DS9 that should have been in consideration. Sure.
I already put him out. I just put him out.
Do you think
Put him out
that
again, though.
because we're watching it right now?
Yeah, it's
No.
like fresh in our brains.
No, I think it's just really good.
I mean, sixth season of DS9 is one of the best seasons of Star Trek.
I watch the other Star Treks at least, a couple times every week because it's always on BBC America.
Always on, baby.
Mhm.
So I just flip it on and watch a couple episodes or whatever.
I did that I think earlier this week, and I made the mistake of watching Voyager like in the middle of season 5 or something like that.
Oh, when it got good.
Well, but I didn't know what was going on, so I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not
but-
going to judge it based on this.
You know what, though, man? That's when Voyager got good, but even then, it's still like it's the old TNG.
Was it?
And
though?
it's no, but I'm saying it's even worse where it's like, okay, this episode's stupid, this episode's stupid, this episode's stupid. Okay, this one's okay. Oh, this one stinks. Like there's a lot of like
But they were one of the things that they had tried to do, or at least I remember from being said back then when it was airing, was that they were trying to get back to that feel of the original series, where you had the captain having to make like Kirk couldn't always call back to the admirals and get direction.
Yeah.
Because they were too far out. And so they wanted that captain who's exploring again. They're not doing, hey, let's shuttle some ambassadors between the different planets. We've got to transport the Malokian ambassador to meet the rug doctor. And you know, it's like, no. And it was just, hey, let's explore strange new worlds. Oh my God, do we have to invoke the Prime Directive and shit like that? But it's just the way they executed it didn't really meet that challenge.
It seems like there's too many Voyager episodes that are like, oh, we may have found a way to get home quicker.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there should have been like a point where they were just like, all right, it's going to take 70 years. So let's,
you know what, man, motherfucker, this is
buckle down.
Yeah. Instead of like every new discovery is a potential way to
Ooh.
faster. It's like
Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like on Enterprise, though, where you finally get a string of good episodes, and then all of a sudden you're reminded, oh, the Suliban and the Time War thing is still going on. Shit. You know, and it just takes you out of Star Trek, and you're like, God, this shit again.
All right, so I just Googled the Defector. In 2019, Screen Rant ranked the episode's character introduction as Admiral Jarek is the 10th most important Romulan of the Star Trek franchise. Later that year, they noted the
most important Romulan.
I guess, yeah. But then they say, which is a weird list. But then later that year, they noted that the Defector was one of the top 10 important episodes to watch in preparation for Picard.
Yep, absolutely.
So there you go.
Yeah, but do they have any inside information that would tell them that?
You should watch Measure of a Man.
Here are the 10 most important TNG episodes to watch before Picard. Yep. Family is one. I hate that I got to click through all these fucking Measure of a Man, of course. The Defector, the Offspring, A Best of Both Worlds Part 1, the Drumhead, the Inner Light, Chain of Commands Part 1 and 2, The Chase. The Chase was a good episode.
With Charlie Sheen?
No, that was the DNA thing.
The Chase was a good episode where,
Chase Masterson.
And then All Good Things, of course.
The Chase was not a good episode.
The Chase was pretty good.
That was fucking dumb at the end. Like, oh, we just wanted you guys to meet each other and understand. You all come from the same place.
That's not, I mean, that's Star Trek, though, man. Like, that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's not the best.
You know what? I'm going to go back and listen to my response to that and see if you're right, Dennis. I got a long drive tomorrow. I'm going to download the Chase episode and see if I'm like, man, this shit's dumb. And then, you know what? If you're right next time I see you, I'll buy you a beer. Or you know what? I'll buy you a hot Dr. Pepper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this episode of Star Trek because we've barely scratched the surface of it.
I think this follows our rule, though, is that like when it's a really good episode, we'd never talk about it.
It's true.
I mean, I even thought about it as I was watching it. I was like, how are we going to discuss this and not like
drop the N-word?
Fuck it up.
Somebody on Twitter, the Mabster.
Yes.
Man, I can't wait to hear what you guys say about this. And I jokingly said, "Oh, well, it's a good episode, so we probably won't talk about it very much."
Exactly.
It's such a good episode, though. Like it's really well.
Well, who
done.
was it? Was it Justin? Who said something about how on the last few episodes we were talking about, oh yeah, we'll get past all this fluff episodes and get back to some story episodes, something not so light, and then cut to, Jimmy dead in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It's a really good episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to know what you guys thought about the scene where Sisko breaks down at the end. Because
you know what I thought?
Directed by Avery Brooks
for Doom. That's all I thought. I was like, he's Dr. Doom. He's dooming it up.
No.
He's like losing his fucking mind. It's a little like it's one of those things. It's kind of like he's stage acting there.
Yeah.
Instead of TV or film acting.
He's very much a stage actor. And I know this is weird because we've been watching this show for 6 seasons. This is 101 the 137th episode of this show, but there are times where I still find Avery Brooks so awkward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was kind of overacting, but it was really good overacting, so I kind of didn't care. It was fun to watch.
But I mean, I think sometimes like the brevity of the situation is lost on me because I find him so comical.
Yeah.
At points. Like his delivery and it just cracks me up because it's so awkward. Like, it's almost Shatner-esque in its over dramatized delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And watching it in 2019, it's quite comical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that scene should have been very powerful to watch, to see him like losing it and getting pissed off that he's getting fired over this fantastic story that he wrote. But at the same time, you're just like, I just wanted to laugh because he's 200% Sisko right now, you know?
Yeah, like the Sisko is on. And the weird part about it is too, I'm trying to think, and I'm sure there's one that I'm forgetting, but when's the last time that we had like a really heavy like Sisko episode? Like,
I mean, do you count the one where he's on the planet with Ducat?
Yeah, but that feels different.
I guess that's more of a Ducat thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this is like very much where Sisko is like the primary focus of the episode. And I feel like on this show, Deep Space Nine, like there's so many characters that like everybody kind of gets a turn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they've ever. It's not like the other shows where the captain is the star and then the captain has to be the central character. This, I think, one of the things that makes DS9 so good is, the captain's the star, but it really pulls its strength from that whole ensemble cast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're willing to do that.
Very much so. Like, we had 2 fucking Quark episodes in a row.
Mm-hmm.
You know? We had an episode about Morn, for God's sakes. And it's just kind of, you go back and you look like, when's the last time you had like a really heavy, kind of serious, I guess, Avery Brooks episode? And it feels like it's been a while.
Like the last time he lost his mind is probably when he was chasing Eddington, right? Like that's the last time he went fucking bonkers. And
well, when was the one where he was looking for the Bajoran city, the lost city or whatever?
Yeah,
which is very similar to the one where he's building the fucking
the ship,
the
solar
panel.
So those are the 3 that jump out at me: chasing Eddington, building the solar sail ship, and looking for the lost city of Bajoran Dreams or something.
But it's just weird because every other episode about TNG, like Picard is the primary focus. Like it's but with Deep Space Nine, it's almost like a batting order, really, where you can go what seems like 2 months without having like a Avery Brooks centric episode.
Yeah,
you know, and I think that's the strength of the show, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I
do remember there was a lot of episodes on TNG where we kind of joked about Picard would just walk into the scene and then walk back out because he was just there to get his paycheck for the week.
Oh God.
I don't think we went as far in between episodes like that with DS9 or as DS9 though. So
I still remember because Miles and Geordi were working on the transporter. And like the whole appearance of Picard is him walking in and just going, everything going well? Keep up the good work, and out. And that was it.
Yeah.
You can kind of see him in a reflection grabbing his paycheck. It's like,
Yoink.
Yank. Cha-ching.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just, there are still points where I find Avery Brooks awkward.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think it's kind of the charm of it, though.
Oh, definitely. He definitely is very much Shatner-esque in that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Chewing up the scenery.
Just chewing it up. Where Picard, I mean, was more subtle, I guess.
I don't know.
He had his moments.
I know Picard, Shatner both had Shakespearean training.
I know
And
Avery Brooks is a stage actor by trade.
did he do? He's done Othello, hasn't he?
I mean,
Said Ben being racist, assuming that any black actor has done Othello.
no, but I mean, you're
So did
probably
Shatner.
you're probably not.
Well, no, but Anthony Hopkins has done Othello, and I was like, "Whoa, blackface! What the hell?" Yeah, it was that box cover I was flipping through. It's just like, whoa, whoops.
But yeah,
So
Are you looking it up?
I'm
looking.
absolutely looking it up.
He played King Lear. He played Othello. There you go.
I'm not racist. The director's
Avery
racist.
are you talking about Avery Brooks right now?
Shakespeare's racist. Yeah, I'm looking at his what's it called?
His
Well, actually,
stageography.
Shakespeare, men played women too, so why couldn't they play black guys?
But yeah, I don't know. It's really, I mean, it's a really great episode.
He obviously found the picture.
That Anthony Hopkins picture just jumps out at you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What? Let me see it. There's
I'll
there's
just send it.
He was credited as Antonio Hopkins for that one. Santonio Hopkins.
San Antonio.
I forgot how to do this.
Was his name A' Tonio for this role? Just the share screen is right at the bottom, the little green arrow.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
At this point, I could have just Googled the fucking thing myself.
You should have.
Jesus Christ.
Yikes! He looks like
Wait,
a
is
Doctor
that-
Who villain.
Wait, is that, hold on, that top row. Oh, okay, never mind.
That looks like the guy from
He looks really good in that middle one.
Who
on
Framed
top.
Roger Rabbit.
That's good makeup.
That is, yeah.
Wow. What is this makeup
That's
there?
that's really good makeup there in the middle.
The Laurence Olivier one is really bad.
Okay, I don't know
Lawrence Fishburne.
what this is actually giving me now, but yeah.
Denzel Washington. Do you ever see the Kenneth Branagh Othello?
No.
Yeah, Denzel Washington played Othello in that.
Was he
There was
good?
like a run of movies in like the early '90s that Kenneth Branagh directed and acted in that were Shakespeare movies. And
Yes.
Yep. Taming of the Shrew.
Hamlet.
Yeah. Henry V, which is probably one of the best Henry V's.
Well, it was weird because Mel Gibson Hamlet came out around the same time as Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet came out.
Yeah.
None of them are as good as
Overshadowed.
Schwarzenegger Hamlet. But
I am Hamlet.
to be or not to be.
Rosencrantz, you son of a bitch.
Why can you not play this flute? You try to play me. But
Isn't that just basically Predator?
yeah.
Yes. I mean, the Predator is Shakespearean.
Check out Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead if you ever get a chance.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I love that. Gary Oldman and the guy from what's his name? Tim Roth.
Tim Roth.
And
Guy from Tim Roth?
yeah, the guy who plays Tim Roth. And
His name is Tim Roth.
and he plays Tim Roth.
The guy who played Tim Roth in Reservoir Dogs?
Tim Roth,
Yeah.
his Mr. White, right?
And then I think what's his name? The guy from Jaws.
Roy Schneider?
No, the other one, the science guy.
Bill Nye?
No,
What's his
Rosencrantz
name?
and Guildenstern are
What's Jaws' name? Richard
Dreyfuss.
Yeah. Is he
No,
in it?
the guy
I
who
think he's
played
in it.
Jaws in James Bond.
Oh, Richard Lurch guy. He was in Star Trek, wasn't
Richard
he?
Lurch.
He was in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. So, good show.
I almost
gotta
looked up Jaws Star Trek.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. The film is Gary Oldman,
Yep.
Tim Roth.
That's what did I say that?
No, Richard Dreyfuss plays the
Richard
lead.
Gere.
He plays the lead player.
But I said Gary Oldman and Tim Roth were in it. That they're Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
I was too busy thinking about Jaws.
Oh,
You mean
And
Richard
then-
Keel?
Richard Keel. That was a long way, Dennis, so I'll give you a laugh on that one. Because wasn't Richard Keel? Richard Keel was in an episode of Kolchak. He played a Native
Of course
American.
it was.
He was a Native
And-
American ghost spirit that,
Really?
yeah.
What?
Did he go brown face for it?
I hope so.
He went brown upper torso.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do it sometimes. Like
It was the 70s.
When you're that big, though, that's a lot of brown paint.
that's it is.
Yeah. But it was
like painting a
74, so
fence.
it's okay. That's a house. That's the side of a house. He's a big
So-
man.
So, what are we going to give this episode, everybody? What are we going to give this episode? Ben, we'll start with you. You said this is one of your favorite episodes of Star Trek of all time. So,
Yep. 10.
10. Nice.
I thought we were only going to go up to 9.
Well, this
Whatever.
one goes to 10.
like,
Everybody
fucking-
gets
Yeah.
110.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
my one. And one of the things, what was it that Jimmy says when he drops the hard R? That in 100 years, you can write all the stories you want, but in 100 years,
Maybe like
And-
50 years or whatever.
but it's still, I mean, you look at the news and shit, and they could be wearing clothes, and this could be 2003 or 2013, and
Yeah.
it's still the story would still play.
It does feel like DS9, a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah,
But it's very much, but isn't that very much the theme of Deep Space Nine, where a lot of the themes that they covered in 1995 through 2001, whenever it ended, are
Yeah.
still very plausible and
Mhm.
they
If you look at like
promote-
the original series, like some of that is, mutually assured destruction type stuff
Mhm.
from the Cold War. And that stuff doesn't really, it's not as applicable today as it was, 30, 40 years ago.
yeah.
So it kind of loses some of its bite. But
But-
the social issues they tackle in DS9 so far that we've seen, they're all pretty
Mhm.
still
Yeah.
applicable.
Pretty amazing. But shit. Yeah, like the episode. It's just one of those things, because between that, like I've been watching a lot of Amazon shit, and I'd watched To Kill a Mockingbird like a couple of weeks ago with the kids, and so then here's Sisko's dad busting up shift robes with his bad arm, and I'm like, oh geez,
Is he in that?
yeah, he's the guy that's on trial.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Ah.
He was the one that was accused of rape, and but he didn't do it. He was just busting up that shift robe for a nickel, and it's so to see
And he
that,
busted up her shiffer robe.
and then to
Yeah.
to see him in Star Trek 4, and then see him in Star Trek 6, and then see him in this, and it's just like I gotta quit watching him in movies. But the To Kill a Mockingbird thing, to see the racial message in that, and apparently Alabama's racist, and then to see
He didn't say.
that's what I got from To Kill a Mockingbird, and then to see this episode, it was just, I don't know, it's a good episode. And then the thing I read that I'd read this a while back, and I was reminded of it. The last episode of DS9, one of the story ideas that they had was that as the episode ends, the bell rings, you hear the guy say cut and everything, and it pulls back, and Benny Russell's there with a script for DS9. And it's like, it was going to be, the whole thing was actually Benny Russell's story that we just got through watching.
That would have made it even more like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
Right. And so then it would be like, okay, wait, is all Star Trek,
Benny
Benny
Russell
Russell's
created all
dream?
of this.
Is he Tommy Westfall?
Spaceception.
So it was just, and he comes back, is it later this season or next season? So that'll be fun. But yeah,
All right.
great story.
All right. Jenny, what do you say?
I really, really like this one. And one of the things that I really appreciate about DS9 is that they managed to put in like all these like holodeck episodes that aren't actually taking place in the holodeck.
Yes, that's very true.
Like this is basically just them cosplaying is the 50s, but they don't do it the same way. And it has a message, whereas like TNG is such, Barclay fucking around in the holodeck where they want to dress as Robin Hood or whatever. So I mean, I think that gives an extra level of depth that DS9 has, and I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
All right.
Only because I didn't like how we were talking about at the beginning. Like there seemed to be like a little bit of a disconnect how they implemented it, but it was still good. That was a really, really good episode.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to give it an 8 as well because like I agree with Jenny because at first I didn't see the tie-in. I was like, what is this? What's the tie-in? And then so there you go. But it's wonderfully done and it's very good. But it took me a minute. So there you go. Dennis.
Yeah, I give it 8.5. I thought it was pretty good. I like all the performances were really impressive too. I thought from the whole cast, like and bringing everybody in there, getting them out of their makeup and letting them just play different characters is almost like an audition reel for them that we can do other stuff too. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Wonderful.
I think it's funny though that Quark is one of my favorite characters on the show, just in general. And he did such a tremendous job in this episode. I mean, it was just like...
He really should have been in more stuff.
Who?
Armin Shimmerman.
Yeah, he was good.
He's really good.
I mean, I think
he's not the most handsome man of the day.
But he's a character actor. But I think you can make that case for all of the actors on this show. They're all very good. You know, the only one that
even Nog showing up there.
Yeah, as the newsie.
That was kind of odd for me because I watched this, I guess, last week before, and so it was still fresh after the news of his passing, and for him to have that cheesy New York accent and everything, it was just like, there's a little Nog.
So there you go. There you go, everybody. That's
Noggy Nog.
That's the episode. Sorry about the wait, but I'm sure you're happy we had everybody back because I know people like it when it's the whole cast. So thank you.
I like
guys, and especially for an episode of this gravitas, it made it even more enjoyable. So thank you so much for listening. We will be back next week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.